What's up, everybody? So I came out to one of the trails that I like to come out to frequently, and this is just kind of an impromptu. I didn't bring much. I'll show you what I brought here in a second. But you know, if this situation were to arise, you know, how prepared am I at this point in time? Little experiment. So this is a pretty flat surface. I found a couple of nuts out there while I was foraging. I think they were like pecans. And also along the way, I picked up a kind of a beaten. This is a hardwood. This is, I think, this might be cedar. Looks like it's cedar. I don't know my trees as well as I'd like to, but I'm going to see if I can bust some nuts and get a few calories in. Sweet. So it didn't work going straight down onto the pecan, but I actually was able to crack this one. Get some of the good stuff out of there. These nuts, I looked them over and made sure there was no holes in them or anything like that. So I kind of overkilled on that one. I'm gonna try to dig the rest out with my knife. I brought my Mora. It's a 3/4 tang and it has a fire steel on it. I'm gonna try to get a fire going here in a second with just things I found. And it has been so rainy for the last couple of weeks. I'm barely able to find anything dry. But I got a red cedar tree right over here. I'm gonna try and scrape off some of its bark and see if I can't get some kind of a fire going. There we go. Using the knife definitely made this a little easier. And I may even try cracking the next nut with the butt of the knife here, or the back of the knife. It's not wide enough. So let's try this one again. See if I can't hit it maybe a little softer so I don't smash the entire nut. Sweet. Ah, that's a dud. There's nothing in that one. Key is doing this without smashing your fingers. So this one I broke a little bit more evenly. Might be able to get some decent goodie out of that one, as my great grandpa would say. So this isn't perfect, but you know, if I had a rock or something, I might be able to hit it a little bit more on the top of these nuts. And then again, try not to smash your fingers. I'll show you what these pieces are looking like. So, I don't know if you can see that. I'm not getting a whole lot, but I'm I don't know, at least it's some kind of calories. Fat calories, so it's a little bit more substantial. Ooh, that was a really good one. So I didn't get it cracked all the way through, but I got it just enough to be able to peel it open, and out comes some bigger pieces here. Yay! Try to expend as few calories as possible to get some calories out of this. Situations like this make me realize, like, I need to attend more classes and things like that about nature skills, because I'm nowhere near as skilled as I want to be, you know, just in case I ever decided to go on an extended, you know, light solo camping trip or something like that, or worst case scenario, some kind of crazy pandemic. So yeah, I mean, that definitely works if this is all you got, but I just wanted to make sure that I could do it with almost nothing. Alright, so I'm going to clean off this area here. And now I'm going to attempt to make a very small fire. Like I said, it's been super wet out here, and I was able to pick up a few things along the trail, but literally all I brought was my knife with my fire steel on there. There's a red cedar tree over here, like I said, so I'm going to try and get some bark off of that and scrape it off and make it nice and fibrous. I've got a couple of dry-ish pieces of thin bark to lay the foundation on top of. I've got a couple of acorn hats. I've got some leaves, and all I need to do is just gather up some like smaller dry twigs and stuff like that to see if I can't make like a little base fire here. So this is the bark that I got down the trail. I'm going to try to make like a little bed of some sort out of that. And I'm doing this up here on this stump. It's pretty moist, pretty rotted out, but this is just supposed to be a tiny, like a small scale little fire. I'm going to be putting it out basically as soon as I make it, if I get it. Yeah. We got some dry leaves here. Put on there. And some acorn hats. Trying to make sure that I don't have any that are like sort of, you know, rotted and gross. I'm going to set those over to the side here. Don't want any moisture. I'm going to go get some red cedar. So this is not the driest stuff that I would have maybe liked, but I've at least got like a nice little kind of bird's nest looking thing here. So let's see if I can light it up. So I'm going to put that, I'm going to put a couple of these leaves kind of near that on top of it, so just in case it, you know, starts going, it'll have something to eat from there. So I'll go from leaves to acorn hats to like little small twigs, which I need to probably gather up a couple of those and have them on hand, because I don't want to have a decent little baby fire going and then not have twigs and have to go run around and grab them and then come back and then my fire's dead. So I'm going to get a couple of dry twigs if I can find any. I was able to find a few twigs, but I mean, everything out here is just soaked. So I don't have super high hopes for this. We'll see if it works or not, but I'm gonna put these little tiny twigs kind of up around where that fire is gonna be. I've got some pretty thin, dry bark on the outer layer anyway. Some of these pieces. So this wood is totally dead, but it's soaked. So I don't know, we're gonna try to give her a go here and see what happens. Last time I was at like a little survival thing, I was instructed, instead of pushing the knife towards the fire and causing wind and everything like that and potentially screwing up your nest, I was told to actually pull the steel and hold the knife steady, using the back of the knife so that you don't mess up your blade. The knife blade's getting covered in the fire steel stuff. Oh. Got a couple areas in there that are starting. This is really hard. I'm getting tired pretty quick. I can tell I'm using a lot of energy. So I'm going to try to group this stuff up together a little more into just the nest, just the sticks. Let's see what I can't get going here. I'm going to try one more time. I've already been going at this for several minutes now, and it's getting close to dark. We're so close. Had a couple of good flames going for a second. You can tell as I'm getting tired, I'm wanting to push the knife more. I'm going to try to go get some more of that cedar bark and just keep plowing forward and see if I can't make something out of this. I think I'm supposed to have like 1,000 strikes from that fire steel. I might use them up just on this. I went and got some more cedar bark. See how it goes. Well, I've been at this for 20 minutes now, and it's getting dark soon. So, best I've got so far was a couple of little flames, but they died out pretty damn quick. I haven't even had really a good ember yet. So I mean, this looks like it's gonna be a wash. I'm gonna try this for a tiny bit more, see if I can't get this a little more grouped together. And I'm not sure exactly if it's just too wet or if it's not thin enough or what. This is the last go. Sucks because if you get one fire going and you can keep that fire and maintain a coal base, you can keep that fire going, and you know, as long as you got wood. But I can't even get this one started. So if I had some matches or a lighter, light right up, or even if I had some of that magnesium stuff to shave into this pile and then strike that would light it up. But I don't have any of that because this was impromptu. So we'll see. Maybe. Didn't die. So I've got leaves and some tinder going here. I don't know if this fire is going to survive though. None of these little sticks are going to be able to catch in time. Like I said, I've got this dry bark underneath it. So let's see what happens. Hey, we got some twigs on fire. All right. I'm gonna get some more twigs, or at least some more bark. As long as I can keep this bark and twigs on there, I think we might be okay. Not totally dry, but they're small enough that they can dry out right there on top of that fire. Oops, looks like we got some mushrooms on there too. I haven't found any mushroom species that I can identify that are at least in their edible state. I found several oysters, but they're out here, they're dead. Well, thought it wasn't gonna happen, but we got us a little tiny fire here, and that's as big as I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna wait for it all to burn off, and then I'm gonna clean it up. I've got some water. I'm gonna make sure that this doesn't get out of hand. But basically, I just wanted to come out here and make sure that I could actually do something and not be totally helpless. But this was unplanned. If I do something like this again, I'm gonna definitely make sure that I've got at least the basics of what I need. But this makes me happy just getting this fire going. This doesn't cover shelter or water procurement or you know, foraging for much more substantial food or anything like that, but I'm going to get better at this, and this whole situation that we're in right now has made me really realize how important these kind of skills are, just in case, you know, you never know. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll be doing more of this in the future and hopefully getting better at it.